Well, good evening, everybody, and you're very, very welcome to this evening's webinar. Sorry I have been missing in action for the last month or so, but I've been out of the country. I've been to Dubai, I've been over to London, been all over the place. However, I'm back, and I thought I'd just do a little update this evening in relation to the new Helo, how it looks and how it's shaped, and a little bit about the company background, but also why and how you should get involved with this business. So without further ado, folks, I can see we have so many people on this call, and a very, very big thank you to all of you for joining me. Can I ask you, please, if you just look down on your corner left, you will be able to see a little mute button. Yes, if you could do that, thank you very much. Fantastic. Okay, and as I said, without further ado, you're very welcome. And I suppose as our first screen says, you're wondering what's that all about. Well, the media have caught on to the excitement of what we have to offer with the new Helo. It was featured on Fox News all over Christmas, Fox 32, Fox 29. Again, it featured there just last week in another media, tech media with Fox. So the word is getting out there. It's no doubt that it is, because what we have is extremely exciting. So let's take a look at the new Helo LX and a little bit about it and what we should be excited for and about. And let's move on. So here we have it. It's the most advanced wearable Helo LX, and as you can see, the lovely new color bands that has now been launched. I understand in the third week of March they are going to be shipping these for the first time. Most of you are familiar with the range of services that it provides, or the features that it provides. Your blood pressure, heart rate, ECG, sleep quality, breath rate, emotions, fatigue, steps, calories, the guardian function, panic button, and plus more, which I'll get into a little bit more. I noticed there was 10 or 12 new people on the call tonight, so extended greetings to you. And I want you to make sure that you have a pen and paper so that you can take notes. And please do get back to the person that invited you on this call and have all of your questions answered. And hopefully then come and join us. And let's take this product to the rest of the world. So let's have a look at the new design. As you can see, it's a new design and a new shape compared with the classic. For those of you on the call tonight, you may have seen the classic version that your friend or colleague has showed you on their wristband. These, I think, look very, very sleek. And as the previous slide suggests, you can see all the various colors that it comes with the matching bands, which I'm just going to pinpoint here. So the idea of having the different color bands is that you can actually you can change the band color to suit your mood, as you can see in this picture. So obviously, you can see the way the girl is dressed with lilac, and she chose the lilac band for the Helo. So that is fantastic, because people are very cautious in relation to style, and of course we have to step up to the mark and to provide them with whatever style they're looking for, especially whatever color they're looking for. What's exciting about this, folks, is that it's powered by Toshiba's App Lite. And again, when we started out, we were using 32 megahertz. We are now up to 125 megahertz provided by Toshiba, which I understand there is no other technology company in the world that actually have 125 megahertz to work for right now with sensing technology what we actually have. So this is very, very exciting. Again, there will be those of you on the call tonight that possibly said, "Oh yeah, I've seen the Helo LX, but there's other wearable devices on the marketplace that will challenge them." So I just wanted to show this slide to make you aware that in actual fact, most of them don't even do a third of what the actual Helo does, and yet, as you will see from the price comparison on the bottom, some are even more expensive than what we provide. But I always like to point on the right-hand side of your screen, you will see the list of services that we actually provide with the Helo, and I'd rather call them features. Let me emphasize, folks, the Helo is not a medical device, and I'll say that again, it is not a medical device. It is basically ambulatory readings that it gives, but it is a great indicator. For those of you who haven't seen the testimonials, I'd suggest you go to worldgn.com, click on testimonials, and read real stories from people that in actual fact may not be with us today had they not get the Helo and start wearing it. So you know, we have to take that into consideration when we're speaking to people. I believe in, it's called the 3-foot rule. If somebody's within 3 feet of you, you should absolutely show them the Helo, tell them about it. At least you've done your job. If they want to take it, very well. If they don't, you don't have to feel any guilty about if in the event something should happen in the later days that maybe could have been prevented by the use of wearing the Helo. So again, there's not an awful lot involved with people actually to get the Helo. They can download the Helo app, okay, to your smartphone, and as you can see, it's Apple or Android that is suitable for actually for both of them. Just simply go to the Play Store, or if you have a smartphone, you actually can go on to worldgn.com and you can download it from there, either or. Okay, so it's very simple to download. Of course, anybody bringing into the business, I imagine, will have a Helo to give you, and then you can give them back the Helo when you get your pack. But this will just allow the person, the new person, to make sure that all the functions are working, everything is working before you leave the person that's invited you to bring into the actual company. Something very exciting as well in relation to this is the Helo X. It can monitor your vital signs for up to 72 hours without a Bluetooth connection. And then what happens is it'll actually synchronize it to the app once that you're connected again. So that's pretty powerful. Most people have the Bluetooth anyway, but just in the event of a situation where you don't have it, yeah, up to 72 hours, and then once you connect the Bluetooth, it'll synchronize it. The other good feature of this is that the actual bracelet itself will last 3 to 5 days before you have to recharge it. And just a word of advice is that on the initial time when you first charge your Helo, it's required that you charge it for 6 hours. So that's just a little thumbs up for you. So, folks, here's a question you can ask somebody: do you need to monitor your blood pressure at home? Because if you do, and I know some colleagues that do, it can be inconvenient. Again, you have a piece of equipment to carry around with its wires, and it's a bit awkward. And of course, then maybe forget to check your pressure when you should. But the good thing is, of course, that with the Helo LX, you can set it to check your blood pressure in real time, every 15 minutes, half hour, every 45 minutes, every hour, or every 2 hours. And then what happens is the data will be saved in iCloud in the Helo LX app, and will be available for up to 2 years. Another major benefit of that, of course, is for those of you that may not have seen your doctor for 6 months or 12 months, and when he does see you and you have a pain, he says, well, I haven't seen you in 6 months. It's okay, doctor. Wait till I show you. You open up your app and you can show him your vital signs readings every 2 hours for the last 6 months. How impressive is that? So, folks, and again, for those of you who's just wondering how accurate is the actual Helo compared to the medical device, well, I like to say to people, basically what's happened here, because Toshiba are partners with this, they're literally taking the technology from your hospitals and clinics and bringing it to your wrist. If I can take you back to, if any of you remember, if you're old enough to remember, like myself, the actual first mobile phone that came out, it was the size of a briefcase and was as heavy as a briefcase. And now you just look at them so slim and so petite. So, and again, much more advanced than when they first came out. So that's what's actually happening in the technology world, and it's so exciting to actually be part of it. So here's just a couple of examples of, as you will see, talking about blood pressure. One was taken in the hospital, and the other was taken with the Helo. They were taken 2 minutes apart, and as you will see, they were pretty much spot on. 137/77, 138/78. So you're talking a decimal point out. And of course, they were taken 2 minutes apart, which may have been reflected if had they both been taken exactly at the same time. Of course, we mentioned other services as well. So here's another comparison for your heart rate accuracy. Again, your hospital measurement. This time there's only a minute between them. One was 69 beats per minute, and the other was 70. So I know it's not a medical device, but it certainly is a good indicator, and an indicator that certainly may save your life. Of course, the other things that the Helo LX does is it will check out what mood you're in, and it'll let you know if you're fatigued. It'll also tell you how well you slept or didn't sleep, as the case may be. It will give you an indication of we'll just have a quick look here. I put this together just so people can see. This was over the course of a month. So after starting to wear the Helo the first time, 7 hours and 50 minutes. Deep sleep, I only got 40 minutes. Light sleep, 7 hours and 10 minutes. And I woke up 5 times during the night. As you can see where I have the red arrow, that's pointing to insufficient sleep. After a month of wearing the Helo, pretty much exactly the same duration, 7 hours and 45 minutes, I got 1 hour and 54 minutes of deep sleep as opposed to just 40 minutes. 5 hours and 51 minutes light sleep, and again I woke up 5 times. But as you can see with the graph with the green, now I have got sufficient sleep. So you can see the benefits there. It'll monitor you and tell you and let you know how you're sleeping, and obviously by doing that, you will be able to monitor your own sleep pattern and see perhaps what are you doing right or doing wrong before you actually go to bed. So something else that we need to mention to you is, of course, that the Helo LX, it performs an ECG in just 40 seconds on demand. So all you simply do is put your finger onto the plate that as you can see there, and you go to your app and you press ECG, and in 40 seconds it counts down to 0 and it'll do an ECG. Just picture how many people would have to take off work for the day, maybe half a day, drive an hour or two to the clinic, sit for an hour or two while they're waiting to have the ECG done, drive back home again. Much of that is an inconvenience, when in actual fact you could have done that in 40 seconds just using the Helo. So, I think before we go any further, folks, what I want to do is, so you get a good all-round feel of this, I'm just going to take a brief stop here to actually show you a video of the new Helo X, and then we'll return and I'll take you through the rest of the presentation. So let's have a look. Welcome back, and I hope you're impressed with that, because I think it's a phenomenal little video. You're only talking a minute and a half, and I think it just tells the whole story, so that's exciting. So here's some of the features that's on here as well, and you would hear mentioned there is the We Care feature. So you decide who you want to monitor your vital signs. That could be your doctor, it could be your fitness instructor. The fact of the matter is your choice. It could be a brother or sister, your mum, your dad. You decide on who gets to monitor your vital signs and who you actually want to. But it's actually more than that as well, because the We Care feature actually allows you to have your vital signs monitored, but it also allows you to monitor your loved ones. So you not only can have your vital signs, but you can monitor your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, whoever you want. You can nominate 3 people, simple as you see on the screen here, Anna, Peter, and my Helo, and there. You can just monitor from anywhere in the world because the data is saved in iCloud. And if their measurements goes outside of what you have it preconceived set at, what happens is you will get notified that the vital signs have gone outside of the settings that was set by yourself or by your mum or by your dad, whoever it may be. Now, germanium stones are extremely important, and again you'll see more of this on the website, or if you're going to Google and just look up the importance of germanium, because it helps to balance the negative ions caused by Wi-Fi, electrical appliances. And germanium, it does this actually by reactivating the water molecules that it's actually found in our bodies. So you can see to your left the body is imbalanced, whereas to the right, after reactivating the water molecules, you can see how balanced the actual body is. This I love to show is because, as you can see in the first slide, the Helo, there's no Helo on the wrist, and you can see the blood circulation. It's patchy enough, but if you look here after 10 minutes of wearing the Helo, you can see that the blood circulation already is increased by approximately 20%. But look what happens after 13 minutes adding the germanium and titanium. The blood circulation already increased by approximately 85%. which is nearly, they say that it'll increase you up to about 300%. So, that is very, very exciting. You can see the difference in circulation here. And I'm sure you've often heard people speak about cold hands and cold feet. Chances are that's for circulation. So those of you that's taking notes there, I'm sure someone has said to you, I'm always cold hands and cold feet. Make a note of their name, because you certainly will they will welcome you when they see what this can actually do for them. Here's something else that germanium does, and I just like to emphasize this because I think everybody should take advantage of germanium. We all actually need. Number one, it reduces stress. It penetrates deeply into the skin, muscles, tendons, and ligaments. It improves the blood circulation and eliminates toxins and purifying cells. It facilitates the movement of oxygen and fresh nutrients, which can be effectively absorbed by the bloodstream. So you can see the many, many benefits that germanium offers. So, unlike other wearable devices that just focuses on steps and calories and aerobics and all that, we have moved into the health industry. We have done something that no one else has done. So again, please make a note. We have no competitors, and you'll hear me speak about that later. No competitors. We've got this market to ourselves, and I cannot see anybody. First to market is everything. We are first to market, and I can't see anybody, or regardless of what company it is, ever matching what we actually have, because we will always be that step ahead. Now, folks, this is an unbelievable feature which I would have got involved with this company if it were not, if there was nothing else, because here you have a panic button. And basically what happens here is that when you download the app, you can appoint up to 3 guardians who you would like to be contacted in the event of an emergency. When you press that button twice, instantly that person that you've nominated, those 3 guardians, will receive an SOS, text message, email, and a Google map showing pinpointing your exact location. So as you can see there on the phone, Anna is sending you an SOS request, so she's in trouble, and you can see the Google map. Now, without dwelling on this, folks, how many of us know elderly people that's living on their own? A child goes missing every 2 minutes across the world. Just think about it. If a child was wearing one of these bracelets, press the button, you now have their exact location, and help can be automatically on the way to them. Something else, farming. How many people do we know out on the farms that's out there all day by themselves, maybe on a tractor? They have no help. And instantly something happens. They press the button, help is on the way. Listen, it goes on and on. Domestic violence, people that live on their own. I live in Ireland, and I know of a population of just over 4 million, that 65,500 people live on their own. Every single one of those people are a potential user of and need it, not just to use, but they actually need it for this one feature alone. So bear that in mind, folks. It's one thing monitoring your vital signs, but to know that you are wearing something that if the event of trouble, you press the button twice and somebody automatically is on the way to help you. That is phenomenal. Now, and something else that's just been recently launched is called BioZen. This is referred to it as a small chip that's making a big difference. I urge you to make a note of this because it is a fantastic example of, okay, the electricsmogexplained.com. You see the website address there, because basically what this is, you can see that young child lying in his bed, and you have all of this electrical appliances. You have Wi-Fi around them. You have his iPhone. Okay, you have maybe the little child alarm. You have all of this, which is sending negative ions. It's putting all of these waves through this child's head, and that's what's referred to as the electrosmog. Okay, now you see this little green V? That is the BioZen, and by applying that to the back of the phone, it will remove all of those waves that's going in, affecting our brain. Now, this piece of equipment has been scientifically and medically proven to reduce harmful effects of the electrosmog. So again, get yourself on to the internet, get a look at electrosmogexplained.com. Fantastic. I see people writing that down. That's very good. Take a look at it, because it will give you a very good idea of the damage that we are doing to our brains. In fact, we're frying our brains with all of the technology and Wi-Fi that we're using today. And it's just that every place you go, there's Wi-Fi. Every place you go, electrical appliances, microwaves. So you can prevent it. And of course, with these BioZen, you can have them all over the house. You can have them on electrical appliances. You can have them on the back of your phone. You can have them in your car. And of course, why wouldn't you want to have them? Because as you can see, it will reduce the harmful effects of the electrosmog. So this is extremely exciting, folks. Just after Christmas, okay, there was an announcement made that available in the fourth quarter of 2017 for all diabetic sufferers. This is fantastic news. You will be able to measure your continuous blood glucose from and blood sugar levels from the actual Helo LX app. I know because I have family that actually have diabetes, and I know that they have to prick the finger up to 13 times a day. It is the worst part. It's far more hurtful than the actual injection they give themselves. And I can tell you that 1 out of 12 people all around the world, actually 1 in every 12 people suffer from diabetes. This is a massive marketplace, folks. So what I'm saying to you right now, get building your teams, because I can tell you one thing, come the fourth quarter when we launch this, there's going to be a massive people rushing to buy this product. Every person, and again, they reckon one in 3 people will eventually have diabetes because of the obesity around the world. So this is going to be massive, folks. But you need to be in now, have yourself positioned, have a nice team building so that when this comes on stream, you're ready to capitalize and take advantage of it. Now, imagine being able to customize your own Helo. Well, that's what folks, what you can actually do. I think this is phenomenal, folks, because you can see there the list of what we have. We have stress, and we have the heart, and ECG, and the fitness, and the energy, and the BP. But you also have there a mosquito shield, which you haven't spoken about before. And basically, this is going to, for those of you that are going to countries that has mosquitoes, imagine that we'll be, by wearing the Helo, it will be able to emit a frequency that'll actually keep mosquitoes away from you. This is unbelievable. Okay. You also then have on top of that, you will have the opportunity to be able to measure your blood for alcohol to see morning after the night before, are you okay to drive? So again, peace of mind to be able to do that. But something else as well of that, folks, is this life log, which I'm just going to talk to you a little bit more about it. So you can actually you can customize the Helo to perfectly suit your body, your health, and your lifestyle. Because what it actually does, it will actually start giving you ideas after 21 days. Let's have a look. So you can just make the selection and then you download it. So effectively, you're going to the Helo store. Okay, so you can download the various features as you want them that suit your needs. And as you can see over here on the right hand side here, this is referred to as the life log. This is very, very interesting because with the life log, right, it provides an opportunity for the Helo X to build up a profile of your everyday life. So what it does, it records your life as your life goes on, basically. So they're able to measure how many times you traveled, where you traveled on, how much traveling do you do, how much sleep are you getting, how much sleep are you not getting, what's your blood pressure like, what's your heart rate like, what's your breathing like. And after about 21 days, it will start to be able to give you some ideas of how you can actually improve your lifestyle. So this is just amazing features that's coming very, very soon with the Helo app, and there's added benefits as well going to be coming on top of that, which will be announced very, very soon. Very, very exciting to say the least. Now, with the growth of smartphones and wearable technology, have you ever wished to have your own tech company? Just think about that for one moment, right? We all know the massive growth of the smartphones and the wearable technology, okay? But imagine you getting an opportunity to have your own tech company. Well, that's what we're going to be offering you here tonight. And I always like to say this, you will be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. In business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that's very important to understand that there is no I in team. Okay, so we work as a team, because I know people on this call, and I just have a show of hands there. How many people here have a job? Fantastic. Yes. Great. Great. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. I hands coming from everywhere. Well, you know what job stands for? Just over broke. Too much month at the end of the money. No, I didn't make a mistake. I'll say it again. JOB. Job. Just over broke. Too much month at the end of the money. We all know all about that. So here you have an opportunity to join with us as a team and to set yourself financially free. In other words, set up your own tech company, and we're going to show you how to do that on a whim. Absolutely. Okay. So who wouldn't want to be part of the lucrative smartphone and wearable device market? Look to the right hand side and just have a look at our scrawny little phone that has changed so much right now. But it's a massive, massive growth industry. How massive is it? Well, as you will see here in 2016, yeah, there was 123 million pieces of wearable devices sold, which equated to $14 billion in sales. Now, this is coming from forecasts coming from Forbes, which is a very, very well recognized magazine, one of the biggest in the world for that particular matter, okay? And they're predicting that by 2020, there will be 411 million pieces sold, which will equate to 34.2 billion. Now, let me reflect back to the second slide where I showed you the list of what our Helo LX can do compared to all of the others. So just for one moment, you will see here the figure of 164 million wristbands is what's been predicted to be sold. Where do you think those wristbands, who do you think is, just ask the question, which wristband would you go and buy? Knowing what ours does and knowing what the rest does. I think you know the answer. So this is why it's so parable that you are in there right now from the very right beginning, getting yourself positioned, folks, because I'll tell you, this is going to, if ever there was the cliche of being in the right place at the right time, you certainly are. And the person that invited you on this call tonight obviously thinks a lot about you and would like to work with you. So do make sure you get back to them, get all get all of your questions answered, and let's come and join our team and let's rock this, bring it to the rest of the world, like I said. But this is extremely exciting. Look at Business Insider. The end of the smartphone era is coming. And again, it's going to be replaced, and it'll be wearable devices that you will be wearing on your wrist will do the very same thing as the smartphones. And here, again, this is very big time magazine. How wearable tech will change your life, whether you like it or not. So you can either watch things happen, make things happen, or say, what happened? But that's up to yourself. We really do invite you to become part of us and could be part of this market here, 34 billion by 2020. So we all know that nearly everyone has a smartphone, right? And most people replace their phones every 2 to 3 years or less. And I'm sure you would agree with me, right? Because this is why I want to show you how easy it is and why you should be part of this business. Everyone wants the latest and greatest, and we all want to keep up to date, don't we, with the latest technology. Now, I know this is comical, but yeah, I think if we go back years and years ago, you remember as a child playing these games with the cam, and now that was the phone that time, and now look where we've gone up to date. But it doesn't matter what type of a phone, we all love to show them. And with this business, you have your own distribution channel, no staff, no stock, no overheads, 5-star business, and a solid, highly reputable company shipping your orders on your behalf. And we have products that are leaders in the marketplace. Folks, this is an unbelievable slide. Just think about it. Those of you driving to work in the morning, maybe sitting in traffic for 1 or 2 hours, and the same again in the evening time. If you spent those 4 hours a day building this business, sharing the Helo with your friends, you would have a hell of a better income, you would have a better lifestyle, you would be able to spend time with your family, take holidays when you want them as opposed to when your boss, because this is what I don't understand. People, we have the boss, and he tells you what time you have to be in work in the morning, what time you have your coffee break, what time you can go to lunch at, what time you can leave in the evening, how many weeks you can take off for your holidays. Like, this is crazy stuff. You don't have to do this no more. Absolutely not. It's important. Take the bull by the horns, is a great Irish saying. Get out there, make this happen. And the beauty of it, I'll take you back to it. You are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So that's important. Come and join us. So let me ask you this. Does Apple or Samsung reward you for recommending your smartphone to friends? We know what the answer is. Absolutely no. But have you ever shown your smartphone to friends and told them how great it is? Most likely, yeah. Of course you have. So the only difference, folks, is that we need to be getting paid for this. So if you had a market-leading smartphone or a health and fitness wristband, which we have with the Helo, do you think you would show it to your friends? Again, the answer is yes. You're going to show it to them anyway. Yeah, you know you wouldn't be able to resist it. Folks, let me ask you, have you ever recommended a good book to anybody? Have you ever recommended a good restaurant to anybody? Did the owner of the restaurant ring you up and say, "Oh, by the way, thank you for recommending my restaurant. Come in for a free meal"? I don't think so. So this referral marketing is a very, very strong industry, and we are positioned right now to absolutely make a fortune with this company, because I'll tell you why. Unlike when the mobile phones came out, the idea was to set up shops, stores in every town and city around the world, hire in local staff, hire offices, pay rates, pay rents, you name it. Okay. Then you had middle managers, senior managers. Of course, you had the advertising, local papers, sponsorships, and all the way up to TV advertising, where millions upon millions and millions were being spent on advertising, giving it to TVs and radio channels. And this company said, "No, stop. We're not going to do that. We are going to pay each and every one of you who refer your wristband to somebody else. All we want you to do is literally show to your friends. You're not selling anything. All we ask you to do is just to share the Helo and its features with your friends. Let them make up their own minds." Now, as well as having the Helo, we also have a phenomenal phone. It's called the Folio. Now, this is a 5.5 Super AMOLED LCD screen, fingerprint sensory, Android 6.0, octa-core 6. Listen, it just is unbelievable. 3 GB of RAM, 64 GB storage. This, you wouldn't find this on a computer. 20 megapixel rear camera, 8 megapixel on the front camera, rear and front flash. I mean, do you think you want to show this to your friends and colleagues? Of course you would, folks. And it's got a double screen, a screen on the back and a screen on the front. Don't you know that every single person that ever meets you and says, "My God, what's that?" There you go. There's a sale straight away, and you can get paid every time somebody buys it. So anyway, there'll be more coming about that because it's due to be released again. I think it's in the third quarter. So once we have it, okay, there will be, special advanced features on it as never seen on any other smartphone, right? Yet it has a much lower price point in the marketplace, and which makes it very, very affordable, because at the end of the day, when people see something so unique, they're going to be expecting it to be an astronomical price, when in actual fact, they will be pleasantly surprised that it's actually more affordable than what's out there at the moment. So again, the screen size, as you look at the iPhone 7 is 4.7 inch, Samsung 5.1, ours is 5.5. Okay, the front camera 8 megapixels, C7 and 5, ours is 8. The rear camera 12.3, ours is 20. Front flash, as you can see, rear flash, and look at the storage. The others is 32 gigabyte, and we've got 64 gigabyte. Look at the prices: 829, 829, 845. Ours 599. Again, those prices were up to 9th, 11th, 2016, are subject to change. However, I can tell you, we will be more cost effective than any other phone in the industry. So we have something very special coming down the track, as well as what we have right now. So could you be a reseller for these outstanding products? You have to ask yourself, and I hope you say yes. Okay, because World will reward you for your word of mouth recommendations. Folks, there's 3 steps to success with this business. The first thing you need to do is become a team member. Okay, make the decision, because change can be frightening, but only by change can you achieve greatness. So first thing is register for free. It's free to register, and then pick a pack. Okay, the single box unit we refer to as the selfish unit, because it's just buying a unit for yourself. However, if that's what you want to do and get you started in the business, then so be it. If you're in a position to protect your family, well, then go with the family pack, or either that you go with the premium pack. Again, speak to the person who brought you on this call, but you can see the difference right now. With the family pack, you buy 4, you get 1 free. With the premium pack, okay, you buy 5 and you get 2 free at this moment in time, but I know that's a special offer and it's soon to maybe finish. So do check with your colleagues, or in fact check with customer care, or you'll see it in your back office. So the first thing is to pick a pack. That's it. Pick a pack. That makes you a member. Second thing is to bring 2. So folks, this is simple. Pick a pack, bring 2. How do you bring 2? You literally share. Remember what I said? You share, and that's what you do. You share the Helo with others. You show them it's working. You show them how to do an ECG. You show them the heart rate, the blood pressure, whatever it may be. Okay? Once you have 500 SV, which stands for sales volume on your left team, and 500 on your right team, you now qualify for 20% commissions of every single unit that's sold all over the world. Let me say that again. 20% of every single unit that's sold anywhere, all over the world, that of course, this builds from your team, okay? So how do you get 500 SV? That's if you buy the family pack or greater. Okay, however, if somebody starts with the single unit, you can see that it's 100 SV, so you would need 5 of the single units to make up for one family pack. But once you have 500 on your left and 500 on your right, okay, you have now become a team builder, okay, and the next step, the third step, is to help those to bring two. So step 1, pick a pack. Step 2, bring 2. Step 3, help those 2 to bring 2. That's it. You're done. If you never did anything else, you are qualifying for all of the earnings. You're in the career path recognition, the matching bonus is up to 10% for 10 generations. You're in the millionaire pool, car bonus, luxury bonus, stock incentives, and everything else. So all I say is don't get too bogged down. It's step 1, pick a pack. Step 2, bring 2. Step 3, help those to bring 2. Now you are not on your own. Remember that we are there to help you. We are a team. Whoever sponsors you in the business will reach out and make sure that you get the support to help you, because all it needs doing is maybe doing a 3-way call, getting somebody on a Skype call, or inviting them on to one of my webinars or somebody else's webinar, okay? That's how simple it actually is. But even to make it more simple, hey, just share it. Everybody's on social media today. So, you know, it's as simple as just, as you can see there, just post up maybe your readings from your Helo, and you put your link underneath it. So that's my link, desmcdermott.com. People go in there, they can see the whole story of who the world is, what the Helo is about, and everything else. So just think of the simplicity of it. You're going to be sharing stuff on Facebook page anyway. Why not do a reading of your ECG and post it up so people can see it? And of course they're going to come back to you and say, how can I do that, or how can I get one of those? So that's how easy it is to build your business, folks. Now, there's just to explain a little bit, because I did speak about the 500 SVs. So step 1, pick a pack. Step 2, bring 2. Step 3, help those 2 to bring 3. So step 1, I've got 500 on my left and 500 on the right. So right now I have 29 personally sponsored. So if I bring somebody into business tomorrow, I either have to put them on team to the left or the team to the right. So if I bring somebody in tomorrow, so call it Karen for argument's sake, and I put Karen on the right team on your screen. So Karen's up at the top with an executive pack. That counts for 500 SV. But Joey's underneath her, and as you can see, Amy's underneath that, Susie's underneath that, and I'm then down at the bottom. But because I put Karen up there, that 500 will count for Joey, it'll count for Amy, it'll count for Susie, and it'll count for myself. So you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So you have $2,500 on the right leg, and on the left you have 5, 10, 15, 20. So you actually perfect match here, where in actual fact, but let's make the legs uneven, just so you can see from the bottom here. Every sale in your entire team is added up, and you will get paid 20% of the lesser leg, with the difference being carried over from the strong leg to the following week. So let's say you have 2,500 on the left and you had 5,000 on the right hand side. Well, then you get paid out on the 2,500, and the other 2,500 will be taken from the right leg, but the remainder will be carried over to the following week. Okay, so it's very simple, but you will get paid 20%. So you'll be getting paid 20% of the 2,500, and the remainder carry over to the following week. So I hope I've explained that simple enough. And that's called the teamwork system, or the team volume system. But here's amazing as well, for those of you who's in networking before, you also get paid what's called a check match. So every person that comes into your business, okay, no matter how much business they do, every time they get a check, you will get the equivalent 10%. It's called a check match. So not from their check, additional. So you will get, they get £500, you will get 50 credit. 1,000, you'll get 1,000. Or 2, you'll get 100. 2.5, you get 250. 7,000, you get 700. So imagine just bringing somebody into the business, and they go ballistic with the contacts all over the world, and they're getting a check for 100 grand every month. And although all you did was introduce them and show them your Helo, you're now getting a check for 10 grand every month for just sharing that Helo with them and showing it working. So it's phenomenal, folks. You cannot lose at this business if you do anything. So once you come into the business, make a conscious decision that you are going to take action, because action makes more fortunes than caution. Yeah, actions makes more fortunes than caution. So absolutely, and this is a great way for you to have your retirement package inside of 6 months, maybe beforehand. There's people has done it in 2 weeks and 3 weeks. Hey, listen, if it takes 12 months, 2 years to get you to retirement with this product, I'm sure you wouldn't be that worried. Now, folks, here's a phenomenal deal for those of you. You have to pay attention to this. It's called the Loyalty Membership Program. Effectively, here what happens is you pay $59 each month. What the company does is they give you back $75. Say that again. You pay 59, they give you back 75. We can't call it dollars because obviously for FTC regulations, so we call them points. But each point resembles $1. So effectively you are. And within that package, once you're in there, you get the Helo app Pro times 5, which is a value of $60. You get 512 gigabyte of cloud storage, which is valued at $349. You get an insurance protection plan, if you like, on the Helo and the Infolio phone, valued at $99. You get a free Helo annually. So the new Helo each year, of course, with just like phones, we'll be updating them. Now you'll get to keep your old one because the one you have today is going to be updated. So, but you can either sell that or you can do whatever. But obviously they'll be coming out with more slick and various editions, so we'll be coming out with a new one which you get each year for free. You get the free Infolio phone that I just spoke about earlier, valued at $599. But here's the big one, folks. You earn an extra 1% of your total volume commission, your team volume commission, which goes into a money box. So every single month, it's not just you saving, it's everybody in your business. And 1% of that goes in to a piggy bank, and at the end of 12 months, you crack it open, and whatever is in it is yours. Could be 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever it is, it's yours. So basically, your total investment in that was $708. That's the 59 times 12. Instantly, you're getting $1,426 of a value back over the course of the year. But that 1% in the loyalty box, we have no idea how much that could actually mean to you. And on top of that, you get 30 sales volume goes back into the binary, of which you get your 20%. 20% of 30 is $6. Plus, you get a fast start bonus of $6. So this to me is a phenomenal loyalty program. I've never seen the like of it. I would encourage each and every one of you to make sure that you are signed up for this, because this literally, when you see people and open their piggyback in 12 months time and you didn't go with it because it is optional, you will really feel, look at it as a savings plan. That's the best way to look at it. That's what I tell people, okay? So, folks, this is the goal here, okay? And the goal is by 2020 to have 12 million devices sold. Now, I know they're talking about selling 1 million this year, but you know what happens in 1 year to selling a million? What happens after that? Well, of course, because of the amount of publicity, that's going to duple, quadruple, whatever. So the goal is to have 12 million devices sold by 2020, bringing our company from last year, 157 million, up to $3 billion. Surely, everyone on this call tonight would want to be part of this, because it's never been seen in the industry before. The growth of this company has never been experienced, and that's because we're dealing with technology. It has never happened. Absolutely never happened before. And you know what's going to happen, folks, though? Here's something I emphasize, right? Those of you new on this call tonight, you're looking at it, you're now thinking to yourself, should I, maybe I'll wait till later. And then you decide to wait till later. So what happens? If you went on it now, you can contact your friends, show them the Helo, say, listen, there's something I've just got, it's a new piece of technology, I need to come around and show you, or tell me all about it. Well, listen, actually, I can show you better than I can tell you, and that's always what I recommend to people. I can show you better than I can tell you. Get together for a cup of coffee, whatever it may be, show it to them, and yes, they're going to be in your business. But if you don't take action now, you know what's going to happen later. You're going to get calls from the very people that you were thinking about contacting to tell you about this wonderful piece of technology that they got and they want to come around and show you. So now, instead of you making money off the people that they introduced, they're going to make money off you. So take action today. Never put off to tomorrow what you can do today, and you've heard that so many times. I'm sure you have. So, folks, I'm a world changer. I hope you are too, and that you'll come and join us. And There's nothing left for me to say, but please do get back to the person that invited you onto this call. Come join us, and let's take this product to the rest of the world. People ask me, Des, what is it you do? I say, I help to save people's lives and I protect the vulnerable. So on that note, I'm a world changer. Thank you. Bye for now.